DreAllDay.com.
What's going on, y'all? Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. So, Miami Heat, Brooklyn Nets. We know what happened in the regular season. Brooklyn swept the Heat 4-0. They beat the Raptors in 7 games, Brooklyn that is, and people say, you know, Brooklyn might be giving the Heat some trouble in the second round. Well, so far, 2 games at home in Miami. Miami has held home court. The Nets have not been a threat to defeat this team. I mean, I believe the Nets can't fuck with the Heat. That's just my opinion. But we're going to take a look at what happened in Game 2, some clips from Game 2, what happened, why it happened. Then I'm going to talk about what I see happening in the future of this series, however long that may be. Let's get right into it. This game started sloppy with some miscues on both ends. First of all, Kevin Garnett used to be very dangerous right here. Catching the high post and attack, can't really do it anymore. Darren Williams had a very sloppy game tonight. And when you turn the ball over against the Heat and they get in transition, you're usually in pretty big trouble. The Nets actually managed to get back on defense on this play. This is very early in the game. Gets the ball over to Battier. And one thing with the Heat, when you got a versatile guy like LeBron, he could be the guy running the pick and roll. He could be the guy setting the screen to pick and roll. And this is a sloppy possession for the Heat also. So they exchange turnovers. Then the Nets come down and turn it right back over. So we got off to a slow start for both teams here. I heard a stat that Dwayne Wade, in the last 50 calendar days of the regular season, he played in 10 games. So he was playing 1 game every 5 days. He's pretty fresh. We know Darren Williams had a terrible game Thursday night. Yeah, in the hood, we used to call that a donut, 0 points. So he coming off the KG screen. KG used to be dangerous at that spot, catching the ball right there. He didn't even look at the basket. But Paul Pierce is still a very good player. He can create. One thing with facing the Heat is you got to get back on defense. As soon as LeBron sees Chris Bosh get this rebound, he starts sprinting. Look at the Nets players all jogging. And then that's what happens. The Heat doing what the Heat do. Alley-oops and dunks. LA Clippers has been talked about how Doc Rivers was able to get Chris Paul to give up controlling the ball so much. So on a team like the Heat, we want LeBron James controlling the ball. Because when he's not, things like this happen. You give up buckets you shouldn't give up. But when the Heat use simple screens and off-ball movement to make simple plays like this 3 to Rashard Lewis in the corner is good. The reason you run screens in basketball and set good ones, you force the defense to make decisions. Teletovic wide open in the corner, 3-ball. And Teletovic is a pivotal player for the Nets. He can come in and hit some threes and have some size. But if he's giving up points to Rashard Lewis, he's a minus. Teletovic just gave up a 3 to Rashard Lewis. You see him set a screen here. Rashard Lewis turns his head to his man, and what ends up happening? 3-ball. It's just a simple action by the Nets. Teletovic setting a down screen on Dwayne Wade. Chris Bosh, I think he forgot he was guarding a guy who can hit threes pretty well. He's a few inches short of defending that and gives up another 3. A lot of people have talked about Chris Bosh over the last few years, how he shoots mid-range jump shots. Chris Bosh is one of the best mid-range jump shooters in the NBA in terms of efficiency. We're talking about Dirk Nowitzki, Jose Calderon, Chris Bosh are the top 3 in the league. So he should be shooting jump shots. Nothing wrong with shooting jump shots if you're one of the best in the world at making them. The Nets, again, running simple action. Same play they ran for Teletovic, now for Paul Pierce. He hits the pull-up J or the catch-and-shoot J over LeBron James. Now, as the Heat come back here on offense, we get a couple of more bad defense than good offense sequences by the Nets here. You really don't want the Heat's role players to get going offensively. Now, if LeBron, Bosh, and Wade score on you, that's something that's just going to happen. But Joe Johnson, this can't happen. You getting beat to the hoop by Mario Chalmers. Those are points you just can't give up against a team that's the defending champions. So Darren Williams with a great play here, getting into the paint. Look how many defenders he draws. Ball gets around to Paul Pierce for a wide open 3, and a good shooter is going to knock down that shot. So as the Heat come back here on offense, more bad defense by the Brooklyn Nets as Mario Chalmers is bringing the ball up, gets a screen on the left side from LeBron James, and then he just beats Darren Williams to the basket for a layup. That can't happen if you're going to beat the Heat. When the Heat go small, and that's any lineup with Chris Bosh as their biggest guy on the court as they are here, the Nets can't play a center traditionally like Andre Blotz because he can't come out to the three-point line and guard those shots, which Bosh will make. And that's just kind of running a wide open type of offense here at the end of the second quarter. Bosh playing Teletovic close now, knowing that he can hit those threes. Now Paul Pierce gets a isolation against LeBron James, gets it out to Teletovic, and Bosh is just kind of lost on the challenge there. He should have been there. LeBron says, you know what, this is why I'm the MVP, Chris Bosh. You gave up some points, but I'm going to take them right back on the other end. Brooklyn Nets got an all-star guy in Darren Williams. They're not going to win any playoff games on him scoring 0 points as he gets his layup blocked, going to the hole at the halftime buzzer. But Brooklyn's still in good shape here. 46-45 at halftime. They got to think they're in a good spot, neck and neck with the defending champs on the road. Dwayne Wade says, hey, don't forget about me. Sean Livingston can't guard me. He rims out this shot, and Chris Bosh gets a hometown tap-in for the layup off the missed floater by D. Wade. So the Heat with LeBron coming down here at the start of the second half. Gets a basic screen from Bosh, swings it over to D. Wade, who doesn't take the shot. Gets it to Battier, who shoots a shot he makes sometimes, but airballs this floater. And one of the best things to do against a running team is run right back on him. Sean Livingston with the dunk. On this play, Sean Livingston going to get screened twice. First by Rashard Lewis, then again by Bosh. There's no help there from Mason Plumlee, and you know what that is for Ray Allen. And Birdman guarding Teletovic in this series is definitely a no-no. That's just not going to work. I don't care who's playing point guard for the Miami Heat. When you got a guy like Ray Allen who could come along from the top of your screen here, receive a screen from Birdman, another screen from LeBron, catch that ball, turn, and shoot that quickly and make it, you're going to look good. Now, he and KG are both old, but Paul Pierce has maintained some effectiveness. He can still make shots when you need them. So Chris Bosh catches it on KG and says, KG, you too old. You can't guard me no more. Hold down that mid-range jump shot in your face. Brooklyn coming back down on the offensive end. Now, we know Darren Williams didn't do anything scoring-wise this game. Let's see what they come up with on offense. They get the ball to KG up near the top of the key, and he isn't even looking to attack Bosh. I mean, KG just really can't move anymore the way he used to. They try to get to Joe Johnson in the post, which was a good play for them in the last series, actually. Gets the ball over to D. Wade and back to D. Wade. D. Wade says, I'm not who I used to be, but y'all still ain't going to put the European guy on me. I got to score on this dude. Bucket. And LeBron James says, you know what, D. Wade, you're right. You know, they ain't going to put the European guy on you. They ain't going to put him on me neither. We got to make this work. So he attacks the paint, draws the double team, draws every Nets defender looking at him, and he says, I'm going to get it to my point guard, Chalmers, who, if he can do anything, he can hit open three-pointers. If you watch Marcus Thornton guarding Ray Allen at the top corner right here, you see that he was expecting switches from both Darren Williams and Teletovic on his plays. He got screened twice, but nobody else was thinking that. Chris Bosh says, D-Wade, the European dude, can't guard you. LeBron, he can't guard you neither. And guess what? He ain't guarding me neither. That's disrespectful. Mid-range. Take a look at the game clock. 2:57 left in the game. Miami Heat up by 8 points. LeBron, the shot clock's running down for the Heat. LeBron, he actually did travel, taking his fadeaway shot. Misses it, but the Heat able to, Dwayne Wade taps this ball back. They get an offensive rebound. Now, you in the crunch time of a game, especially when you're losing, you definitely can't give up offensive rebounds. This will cost you a game. So Brooklyn still down 8 here. Now 30 seconds almost have come off the clock. And let's see what the Heat come up with offensively here. They don't really have a set play they're kind of running here. They're just moving. Everyone's moving around, see what they get. LeBron usually makes that shot, even in traffic, even with contact. Chris Bosh is able to scramble away that offensive rebound. That was the backbreaker for Brooklyn. That play right there. The first one was D. Wade knocking it away, but LeBron missing a layup, and then you still give up the rebound. That's going to kill you. Now here, LeBron James is going to come up, set a screen for Dwayne Wade, and slip it. Doesn't actually set the screen. Joe Johnson falls asleep on defense. Layup, game over. So he's still in an 8-point game situation with a minute and a half to go. Brooklyn's not running any type of offense here. Sean Livingston going one-on-one. That's not the play Jason Kidd wants, I don't think. Teletovic trying to make a pass. That's also not the play Brooklyn wants. Ray Allen comes up with the steal. So the Heat here on offense, they get the ball in LeBron James' hands. That's the man whose hands you want the ball in crunch time. Now, the Miami Heat here, good thing what they do offensively is they can set guard-on-guard screens, which causes a lot of confusion to defenses. Mario Chalmers slips the screen. Paul Pierce, I don't know if he was showing and recovering or expecting a switch, but either way, they messed up there. Paul Pierce and LeBron James got a personal rivalry that goes back to LeBron's rookie year. LeBron says, Paul, y'all going down 2-0 back to Brooklyn. Remember that shot. So going into games 3 and 4, which will be in Brooklyn now. Basically, Game 3 is a pivotal game in this series. If LeBron and them can go up there and put their foot on Brooklyn's throats in Game 3 and beat their ass, this series is over. I think the Heat will sweep them. My initial pick was Miami Heat to win the series in 5 games, so I think it is possible, it's very possible that a team that gets their ass kicked 2-0 on the road to start a series could go home. They're excited, they got their home crowd behind them, they know their back's against the wall, so they go out and win Game 3, which happens very often. But I like seeing, me personally, I like seeing when the better team just comes out and kicks the other team's ass, which means we kick your ass twice at home, and now we're going to come to your building and kick your ass 2 more times. So I want to see the Heat do that. Yeah, are they going to do it? We don't know. They haven't really been tested yet in the playoffs. Bobcats in the first round, these first 2 games against Brooklyn. I want to see them kick Brooklyn's ass both games in Brooklyn and sweep the Nets after everybody thought the Nets was going to give it Heat trouble. But we're going to see what happens in Game 3. My pick still stands. I still say Heat in 5. If they could kill them in Game 3, it'd be Heat in 4. So that's my pick. Let me know what you think. Comments down here. Work on your game. DreAllDay.com.
Dion Flowers from Chicago. Work on your game.